Leandre Gottete Juice.
Glad you chose to stop by the channel today. Just wanted to give you an opportunity to really become a part of this community here at the Coach Smook Network. We like to call ourselves the AAA family. The AAA stands for authenticity above all. We just want to give you an opportunity to become a part of this community because we're growing and we're doing something special here as a fan base, not just for Alabama, but the fan community as a whole. We're creating an environment where it's safe to be yourself, be authentic, and meet people who share the same passion you share, whether it's for the same team or not. You can do this by becoming a member of the AAA family. You simply start by just clicking the link provided to you by one of the moderators in the chat, or it'll be pinned to the top of the chat. Click that link, it'll bring you to my homepage. When you get to my homepage, make sure you hit the notification button and turn on all notifications. Understand that there are multiple ways to support the channel, and each level has its perks. You can go through and read each perk. As we continue to grow, new perks will be added to each level. One thing we would like to highlight that all AAA members are greatly appreciated. It does not go unnoticed that you have taken time and hard-earned money to support this channel. Once you join, YouTube is going to ask for some payment information, and make sure you monitor your subscription dates. Also, if you really want to get interactive with the community and find out what's going on, think about joining our Discord family. This is where you can get into all the fan talk of the community, and also there are networking opportunities. Please be mindful that there are rules and that we expect everyone to treat everyone with respect. Also, if you're looking to partner with Coach Smook Network or sponsor, please hit us up at coachsmooknetwork@gmail.com, and our staff will get back to you in a timely manner. I'm your boy, Coach Smook of the Coach Smook Network, and I thank you for supporting this channel. Alabama's facing a lot of injuries in key spots. Big conference game this weekend. What does it look like? Who's stepping up? That's what we're going to talk about today here on the Coach Smook Network. Somebody say it. Put me in the game, Coach Smook.
Remember, when you see me in the streets, holler at me. Say, put me in the game, Coach Smook.
Put me in the game, Coach Smook. Put me in the game, Coach Smook.
Like, share, subscribe. You know we keep it live.
Put me in the game, Coach Smook. 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 Put me in the game, Coach Smook.
Like, share, subscribe. You know we keep it live.
Afternoon, everybody. Good afternoon. Well, it's almost afternoon for most of us, right? It's almost afternoon for most of us, right? Yeah, what's good, everybody? Good to see everybody in the chat, man. Appreciate y'all for pulling up so early, man. Y'all really like pulling up in the middle of the day with your boy. That's how we rocking right now, AAA family. That's how we doing. I appreciate y'all. Somebody can say, put me in the game, Coach Smook. Let's go, man. Hey, appreciate y'all for being here again. Let me check it out. It's me by myself, so y'all know this gonna be a quick segment. We're gonna get into a topic, man. Was able to have some conversations yesterday, just looking at some post-practice reports and things of that nature today, and I am going to reveal some things that we should be expecting this weekend. It's a lot of new faces we should be expecting to see impact the game this Saturday when Alabama kicks off against Tennessee at 6:30 p.m. Central Standard Time. Man, I'm telling y'all right now, man, I think we're in for a big game, and I mean an exciting one, meaning more so like the coming out of Alabama's national championship push, the motto and the battle-tested team that we've seen kind of persevere early throughout this season. I think this stretch right here is when we really display the caliber of team that we're going to push into the conference championship push and then playoff push. So we're going to get into the topic of some faces that you all can expect to see this upcoming weekend. But before we do that, let's get into the chat, man. Let's talk about it there. My boy Sully said, "What's good, Smook? What's good, Sully? Good to see you, man." He said, "What's good, Smook? What's happening, everyone?" And then Sully came in dropping the big $4.99 super chat before we can even get into the show. Good, man. Y'all give it up for Sully in the chat, man. $4.99 super chat. He said, "Let's have a good show, man." I appreciate you for tapping in and appreciate the super chat, man. We're gonna get the banner updated. Make sure I hope y'all see y'all names at the bottom when you donate, man. That's really important to us. Myself, Mary J, we sat behind and we went through YouTube, the gifts and then the donations from Venmo and everything. And we want to make sure that we acknowledge all of the people that donate monetarily to the channel, not just monetarily, but if you donate in any type of way. We got people trying to help us create business, get our business LLC, all that stuff, expansion, all of these different type of ideas. Let me fix this camera real quick. It's a little too high. There we go. Now, because y'all think I'm short, that's why, because I be having the camera set too high. But I have to have it pointed up some because of how tall I am, and I just got to get a new camera. Alabama would, y'all stop sleeping on Richard Young, that boy from Florida, and he a dog. A Square Business. I got some names to talk about, man. I got some names to talk about. Square Biz. What up, Coach Smook? Roll Tide. What up, Melvin? Good to see you in the chat, man. Good to see both y'all, man. Square Biz. Tevin said, "What's up, Coach Smook? What's good, Tevin? Good to see you, man. Go get that wristband, Tevin. What's up, Jason? You see Jason got that wristband. You see that little icon next to his name? That's got that wristband." Melvin said, "What up, AAA family?" Melvin need a wristband too, man. My boy Rob Baker in the chat said, "Rolleth said my brother." And shout out to the YouTube family, the Facebook family. Henry Campbell, appreciate you for the like on Facebook. Hey Henry, if you don't mind, man, come tap in on the YouTube side, subscribe to the channel over here on YouTube, get your name and everything recognized over here on YouTube, or you could drop a comment on Facebook and you can be seen on Facebook. Let me know where you're watching from, if you're new to the channel, if you're new to the stream. And the icon, the QR code, before we get into it, the QR code that we see at the top of the screen, that is how you can help and support the Coach Smook Network. You want to represent us, you want to get some of the merch. I got on this ain't the Coach Smook Network, but we have these fleeces available with the Coach Smook Network logo. And you should just click the QR code if you're watching on the phone or something. Click the QR code. And then if you want to join the AAA family, as you saw at the beginning of the video, there's a QR code on the screen. We're going to leave that up for a minute there. And we're going to get into this topic, man. We're going to talk about it today. And I think everybody's kind of curious with Jam Miller, possibly not being able to be a full go. How do we fit these pieces? How do we fill these voids in the game, which we know this Tennessee defense has struggled in containing explosive plays. They've done good in containing the run overall, but if you look at the teams that they played that have strong running games, those teams have found explosive opportunities. It's just, and I directly want to reflect back to the Georgia game when I talk about this right now, because I think talent-wise, that's probably the only team that Tennessee has seen on their schedule as up to date, this season, as far as the level of competition that they're going to see against Alabama in Tuscaloosa this weekend, and it makes a total difference being at home in Tuscaloosa. And I'm gonna get into it. So I look at some players that need to step up off the brink. We don't want to get into scheme and all of that. We don't want to say the impact. We know how huge of an impact Jam Miller was to the run game. You just saw a different mode and a different patience in the run game. You saw a different assertiveness. You saw the run blocking being a little bit more effective because the running back was, making the right cuts, getting his foot in the ground and getting and hitting the gaps when they were created. So to see this displayed at a high level without Jam Miller is going to take a running back by committee effort. And I don't say that in the sense of that I don't think one running back can come in and fill Jam Miller's shoes, but I think right now is where you can really utilize all of those reps that you were able to grow through the first 4 weeks of the season without Jam Miller and come into this game. And now you can operate at a different level in speed. And off the rip, I think right now you have to talk about one, Kevin Riley. I think we're going to see, and truly this is no surprise, but I think Kevin Riley runs a different pace this game because of the way that Tennessee plays us. But more so impactful in this game. Daniel Hill is going to emerge in this game. There's been a lot of reports with him and Kevin Riley being the primary backs, getting the one looks in practice this week. Richard Young being sprinkled in there. I think a lot of your zone run scheme, if we go heavy there, I truly believe Richard Young's opportunity is there. But as far as the explosive run game that we need, the versatility, I think Daniel Hill and Kevin Riley have proven themselves both reliable, more reliable. And we know Kevin Riley has had his flaws. Daniel Hill also has improved. Both have improved since week one with their early, freshman-like flaws in pass pro from the running back position. And that's understandable. Both of them are basically freshmen, redshirt freshmen on the field, right? And so they got to go through the growing pains. You saw some improvement, even with Kevin Riley overstepping, being a little bit over aggressive, trying to step up and take on that blitz this last game against Missouri. And he kind of overextended himself. He immediately saw where the blitz was coming from and tried to overcorrect and was able to chip. And Ty Simpson was able to get off a throw, tight throw, tough throw. But we see these guys growing. Daniel Hill comes in the game. He's starting to be more assertive and feeling, using his frame to his advantage. That's a young man that you expect to be filling run fits or pass fits in pass pro from the running back position. You expect him to be excelling in that. And it's all about getting your head in your eyes in the right spot, right? Paying attention to the calls in front of you, making sure you're keying off the right tackle. If you're on the strong side as far as alignment, if you're considered strong side alignment, you're keying off the weak side protection call. You get what I'm saying? You're keying off what's over in the overhang. It's a lot of things to factor in when you're stepping up in pass pro, and I think it's speeding up for him. It's slowing down for him, but it's speeding up as far as him processing what's happening on the field. So Daniel Hill, Kevin Riley, look for those two to emerge this game. Now let's slide over to the wide receiver room. Before we go to the wide receiver room, let's go to the offensive line room. There was a lot of debate about, Wilkin Formby and Michael Carroll. I truly think this game right here, we get to see Michael Carroll thrown into the fire for real and really see if he can start off creating momentum instead of having to come in and rebound from momentum. Now, I have been giving Wilkin Formby probably like a C- C grade out averages when I look at offensive line performance as far as individuals, and he's probably been right there in the middle, right there with Jaden Roberts and Geno Vandermark, and even shoot, I mean C plus range. Those three guys are really operating in that level, only because you can tell that they are being rotated because of their weaknesses. And when I look at Michael Carroll's film thus far this season, even when he missed a slide protection call, the young man is strong enough to, still chip the guy and give Ty Simpson an opportunity to make a play. He's athletic enough to and light on his feet, to be able to cover a lot of ground in his steps. So I look at the offensive line. I look for Michael Carroll to get a start, but with Will Sanders being as effective as he is when he comes on as the sixth offensive lineman, do not be surprised if you see some Will Sanders at right tackle this game. Do not be surprised if you see Cam Dewberry get more reps at right guard and you see Will Sanders at left guard. There might be a mix-up still with the offensive line, and a lot of people don't like this. But I think when you have 7 or 8 offensive linemen that can truly rotate between the guard and the tackle position, man, you're setting yourself up for success. It's a long season. You're talking about possibly having to play 16 games this year, if you want to make it to the national championship. So this to me is not just good for what we need schematically, but recruiting. Look at the amount of offensive linemen we're signing in this recruiting class, this 26 class that we have verbally committed, right? So I want to see that offensive line rotation be solidified early, but I definitely would love to see Michael Carroll, which this week has been getting a lot of reps with the ones, and it's not a surprise that he's been getting reps with the ones. That's been happening since he arrived back in spring. The young man is taking advantage of every opportunity. And that's what it is taking advantage of opportunities. Shout out to everybody in the chat once again. Deborah, I see you tapping in the chat. Good to see you, family. Good to see you. Arkansas running game kind of gashed Tennessee 100%. It sure did. It sure did, Jackson. Sure did, Jason. Big Mike can correct himself when he has missteps. Oh yeah, facts. And that's what you get from guys like him, J.C. Latham. We saw even early in his career, young career, Jonah. You know, he was just able to use his athleticism that helped him get by as he continued to build in the technique. So it's a good thing to have guys like that on the offensive line, especially when you have the size, the frame, and athleticism like Michael Carroll. So let's slide over to the tight end room. We've seen Danny Lewis 2 weeks now be thrown into situations where you need impact blocking, you know, where you have a blocking asset where he's really making his presence felt in the blocking from like the H-back type position. Well, I'm looking at practice this week, and I'm seeing a lot of film where you have Danny Lewis, Josh Cuevas, Caleb Edwards, that trio of guys running with like the groups of offensive linemen when they're doing like zone run blocking scheme and things of that nature. You're seeing those three rotate between those three positions. So that leads me to tell y'all to, hey, be on the lookout for that rotation to be heavy. And Tennessee has struggled with defending the tight end position. As much as they use the tight end in their offensive scheme, as much of an impact as Miles Kinselman has been for Tennessee, you would expect them to, you know, kind of have an eye on that defense, to have an eye for the tight end, you know, roaming about, especially when they, you know, they play an aggressive man type zone. But their tight end, the tight end room, I feel like is going to be a huge impact early on in this game that's going to open it up on the boundary for our big play wide receivers. Speaking of wide receivers, let's talk about wide receivers. I just posted a video on my YouTube channel about faces that we want to see. Well, it was just a cut from the live that we did Monday. Little did we know we would get reports and conversations. Well, not necessarily reports. We would be in conversations where names that we were talking about in that live are getting. Our sources are revealing to us that these guys are making strides in practice. You have some injuries in the wide receiver room. Jalen Mbakwe with the injury to his hand, you know, you don't want to rush him back, and he's in that developmental year as a wide receiver. I think Jalen Mbakwe, as competitive as he is, knows that he's a part of the immediate future of the next phase of Alabama's offensive scheme and its development under Coach Kalen DeBoer. There is no question about it. Rico Scott, and Ryan Williams has already shown that he's going to continue to be a part of the blueprint of what this offense does as far as getting explosive players targeted. We see Latia Brooks becoming a target. We see Derek Meadows growing. And just an update on Derek Meadows, it doesn't look like he's going to be available for this weekend. His concussion was a little bit worse than Jam's. Jam's right now is still up in the air. I'm hearing that Jam might play this weekend, and if Jam plays this weekend, that's going to create just a whole different look for the running back room. Do I think it's the best thing in Jam's interest? I don't know. Honestly, I think Jam's in a position. He's the only one in a position to really make that, because 1 second, chat. 1 second, chat. Let me plug this interface in so the mic don't cut off on us. All right, we back. All right, so I want to say this about Jam Miller's injury. I'm not saying it didn't look worse, but his was more so like a angle type injury where it might have just kind of hit the wrong nerve, stinger type thing. And concussion protocol is starting to show that he's not necessarily in major severe concussions phase. You know what I'm saying? Minor maybe. But I think the best thing for this game is, if he is available, let's utilize him in a lot of those space plays, in those outside zone run schemes that we saw become explosive, allow him an opportunity to get to the sideline, where he was very impactful. I think the interior run this game, I think Daniel Hill has proven himself worthy to be able to go and get us 3 and 4 yards per carry. He did it against the game to close out Missouri. I know people say, you know, that their last drive was kind of questionable. I like the fact that you put it back on your defense to give them an opportunity to continue to close out the game. They gave up, in that game, you're talking about a quality Missouri offense that we played, and this is not a team that's just going to be ranked, because they had an easy schedule to start the season. I do believe Missouri will be 9-3, 10-2 type team. You look at the rest of their schedule; they have favorable matchups. A majority of Bocolo's their games were at home. I think all 6 of their home, their first 6 games were at home. So they're going to have to be tested on the road. Now we're going to see what they really look like on the road. They have Auburn, I believe, this week. So Missouri's probably going to continue to, be ranked after beating Auburn this week. But oh, thank you, sweetie. So looking at it now, some more names. We in the wide receiver room. I told you I want to talk about wide receivers with Derek Meadows down, with Ryan Williams working back to 100%. You had some guys get dinged up in practice this week. I think this week, Lattier Brooks coming out party 1, but 2, Rico Scott is starting to give me Henry Ruggs vibes this week. Like you remember Henry Ruggs was big play receiver his first year playing like real rotational minutes. His first 7 catches were for 7 touchdowns or some crazy stat like that. If you look at Rico Scott's catches right now, every one of Rico Scott's but 1 reception has been for a first down or a score since he's been on the field this season. Every one of his catches has been either for a first down or a score. So I'm feeling like Rico Scott, Lattier Brooks with Ryan Williams probably going to get some designated target plays. Probably won't see the same amount of reps as we're used to him. That 30-35 rep range. Probably get cut down to 21 with Lattier Brooks and Rico Scott emerging. Cole Adams. I really hope what I'm hearing is true, and I'm pretty sure it's true, but it's looking like he's getting into some of that change of speed type of play calling. So how much do we get into that against Tennessee and their defense with the secondary beat up as much as it is? I look for Lattier Brooks coming out party, but I really think Rico Scott has a huge impact during like the middle 8 of this game, where the targets have kind of went to Cuevas and Horton and Bernard and Lattier Brooks, and he's kind of in that trip set, and he gets that deep crosser because Lattier Brooks is crossing like a road runner underneath, pulling the safety eyes there, and Rico gets the bail on that deep crosser behind the safety, bailing to try to cut off Lattier Brooks. Like all these simple vertical bending concepts this game, I think we take advantage of them this game because of what is happening in Tennessee secondary, and those 2 receivers I think will emerge. Let's go to the other side of the ball. I want to jump right to it. I've been begging for it. I've been praying for it, and y'all know I'm a man of strong faith. I'm a man of strong faith. I love the Lord, and I pray every day, and I truly been praying, asking God, am I tripping? Is it my eyes? But there's a young man by the name of Cam Calhoun, man. And we've been asking for him. Everybody's been asking, where is Cam Calhoun, right? Where is Cam? Well, this week is no secret. Damani Jackson has been struggling, both in pass coverage and in run support. And you're playing for a coach in Coach Mo. He doesn't have long leashes, and we saw that last year. The fact that Xavier Brown ended up being the full-time starter over Deshaun Jones, over who was the other experienced corner in the room. There's a few more guys that had a little bit more experience, but ZB came in and basically asserted himself as the starter, right? As a true freshman. And then, but you also saw the willingness of this staff, and shout out Big T, our Tennessee fan over on TikTok, man. We're going to be playing our live game simulation this Friday, chat. Myself versus him. He's going to be representing Tennessee. We're going to go ahead and BTA. I told him, man, we play realistic, so he ain't got to worry about no cheesy stuff and all that crazy stuff. We're going to have the personnel, real injuries reports, all that stuff. We're going to make it look good. So y'all make sure y'all show him some love. I think he tapped in on the YouTube side too, Big T. I think you did subscribe to my YouTube channel. If you didn't, pull up, man. We live discussing some Alabama news. You can get some intel, take it back to your people, and maybe y'all will wake up from that little snooze fest y'all on, thinking that y'all got a chance this weekend. You know what I'm saying? No, I think it's gonna be a good game for real. But back to it. In the secondary, Cam Calhoun. Expect to see Cam Calhoun get an opportunity. A lot of breakdowns with Deshaun Jones, a lot of the breakdowns with Damani Jackson. I truly believe we're going to see Xavier Brown get a slide into that nickel corner opportunity a lot more. Dijon Lee is kind of showing that he can be really man that boundary, right? He can definitely man that boundary position. And he's showcasing that he can do it against different body types, different body types of receivers. Squirrel White got him on that one, that burner. That was, I truly believe that's on the coaches. You got to get that check in faster so he can adjust his alignment. You know, you got to see that from up top, DC. You got to see that safety. You know, freshman though, true freshman, growing. And I think Cam Calhoun this week, whether it's on the boundary or at nickel corner, him on the field makes a total difference when you're talking about having to go into more so of a soft man, or you want to keep 6 in the box against this defense when they get to that wide split, that spread stack formation. You want to be able to keep guys in the box. You want your safeties to be able to stay inside, and you want to be able to split your nickel corner and your other strong safety out to be able to cover. You want to have 6 solid cover guys on the field without pulling them out of position or giving up leverage. And that's what he will be able to provide with his coverage skills, his instincts. I want to pull up a clip, man. I don't know if I got it downloaded correctly, but I got a clip, man. The young man is just, oh yeah, I got it. We're gonna put it up right here.
Anything on you.
I mean, Cam Calhoun just makes plays, chat. It's no secret. I've been talking about it. We did a film review when Alabama was recruiting him, and how, you know, the PFF rankings, they matched up with the film. I mean, really a lockdown corner at Utah. A guy that knows how to play the boundary. He plays the nickel corner spot. Push up. He can play press. He won't get lost in phase. There are very few wide receivers, and it's not like Utah didn't play in a Big 12 full of athletic wide receivers. This is a wide receiver. This is a corner that played against Shador and that talented group of wide receivers in that passing game. So he's seen some skill sets. Do I think this is the game where we need his skill set personally? Yes, 100%, 1,000%. I look at the wide receivers available. We're talking about Brazel, Mikey Matthews. Those two alone make me mad. And then they got the young man Waitley. He's just sneaky, the best receiver for him, and he's wide receiver 3. Then you got young Travis Smith Jr. He can hurt you, and he gets in the game. They got the running back coming out the backfield. I mean, you need guys with instincts, guys that can stay in phase. And just to be quite frank and honest, I'm not bashing. I'm just being honest. Our weakness in the secondary, especially when we have to go man, is when we see Deshaun Jones in the slot, is when we see Jamani Jackson with no safety help. That's when we see our weaknesses. Do I think Dijon follow Brazil? I don't think we see a follow, especially if you seeing Xavier Brown, Cam Calhoun, and Dijon on the field at the same time. Dijon's the biggest of the frame, but Xavier Brown is 6 foot, 6'2", I think, 6 foot, 6'2". He might be 6 foot. I think ZB 6 foot with a 6'2", 6'3" wingspan. Same thing with Cam, 6'1", 6'3", 6'4" wingspan. This young man is like, they're long corners and they're rangy. So I think you can deal, especially with, I think we're going to be able to get pressure. Speaking of pressure, let's go to the defensive line, chat. Let's talk about the D line, the guys that I expect to see get some real numbers, some real looks this game. Tim Keenan, this is not the best game for him. I don't see a lot of interior. ZB 6'2", you get what I'm saying? Long corners, man, with 6'4" this wingspan. Like, these guys are long. That's why it's hard to try to fit. You see a lot of these passes be close to getting tipped by these guys from underneath because they're rangy, man. Go look at Dijon Lee when he's stretching out for that first pick. Go look at Zay Mincy laying out to break up the pass when he had to break off the deep half to assist Bray Hubbard over top. These are some rangy guys, man, and they getting comfortable, man. They adjusting to the speed of the game. I think y'all forget how young our secondary truly is just because we've seen them so much last year. These are still red shirt freshmen. You got true sophomores out there, second year guys that came to school early, came to fall camp early, showed up, and they're able to impact the game, man. Came to spring early, Showed up last fall, impact. Show up this spring, grow. Show up another fall, turn up. It's supposed to be like this. Sophomore slumps didn't last long for them guys because they were in there. They were in the lab. You can see them putting in the work. So I look at it, man. Cam Calhoun in the secondary, seeing him get his opportunity, but Drake Kirkpatrick. I don't know if y'all noticing, but 21 is seeing a lot more reps. When teams they start feeling that pressure and they trying to get rid of the ball quick. I'm seeing 21 flying downhill a lot more. I'm seeing 21 on the field a lot more. And with Sab and some of the things that he's been kind of dealing with injury wise, a lot of these guys are playing hurt. Don't think that these coaches won't start rotating these fresh guys with a lot of tread just so that we can have these veteran guys for the LSUs, for the Oklahomas, right? For the Auburn at Jordan Hare, right? For the SEC championship, you get what I'm saying? Like, it's all making sense with why we didn't see a lot of these players. Now let's rotate to the D-line. Keon Keeley has showcased that, and I had this theory. I had this crazy theory. A lot of people thought I was just talking, but I had this crazy theory that, some players they're not practice players. Some players just don't perform in practice. They're not repetition guys. Like, you want me to stay in this box and look like this for this play? Why? When I could literally just do my assignment, blow it up, and then be more of an asset. We saw Keon Keeley do that. It was like 9 reps that I saw from Keon Keeley last game that were really just, not all of them I would say were like disruptive and were sacks or tackle for losses, but they were impactful. His presence on the field is very impactful. I don't care if you line him up in the 3, the 5, the 7. It doesn't matter. I don't care where you're shading him. You let him shoot a gap, and he's an impactful piece to this D line. I think you can get more impact when you want to go small up front. When you looking for that pass rush set, if you just throw those 3 bandit guys out there in Overton, Collins, and Keeley, I think we can have some crazy impact. Or if you want to show a true forefront, just keep James Smith in the middle, right? Keep James Smith. Get Isaiah Fega out there. Those guys with those quick get-offs that can really press gaps and get out of their stands with low pad level, keep those guys in there. Keon Keeley was an impactful player. 31 may not be your guy that you want to do a film a lesson on in practice. You may not get the tight footwork, but he's like Raekwon Davis was for us for years at Alabama under Coach Saban. Could not get the playbook. But when he got opportunities on the field, right, those 10 to 15 snaps a game where he was able to go out there, he was somebody you had to pay attention to. Keon Keeley, get your 10, 15 snaps and go crazy. I don't think his workload increases, but for this game, he's going to be more impactful because their offensive line for Tennessee is struggling. They're not that good. This is not and I don't think people are realizing that. Like, Georgia has a horrible defensive line, and they were able to get pressure on Joey. And they forced 2 turnovers in this game because they were able to crowd him in the pocket, make him uncomfortable. Okay. And so I look at it now, and I'm thinking like, okay, this is Keeley's time. Kelby Collins, we've seen him. Nakai Hill-Green, those guys. And I don't even think y'all noticed Nakai Hill-Green coming off the edge last game and in some of those defensive pressures. We have a lot of skill sets available in that front 7 in the box, right? And I think Kane Womack and Freddie Roach and that linebacker core, Chuck Morrell, Coach Rob, I think they're starting to see something special in this group to where certain players just flow well together and you don't necessarily care about a rep count. You just going with what's working for that. And that's what I saw last game, and I appreciate the staff for doing that. As a matter of fact, give it up for the defensive staff. They made some pretty quality adjustments in the front 7. That secondary, I want my boy Cam Calhoun. I truly believe, I have no reason to not believe it. It's happening this week. It's going to happen. And I think he's going to be an immediate impact. Hot take, Cam Calhoun, first pick of the season. He's going to give extensive gameplay, and he's going to make it count. He's going to have a pick for the season. I think he might be the guy that might get picked. He might get 2 picks because Josh Heupel has a habit of seeing new numbers If he sees a new jersey number from something that he didn't prep for on film, he's going to attack it. He's going to go right at it. And I don't know how extensive their scouting report goes, because maybe they don't know who Cam Calhoun is, even though he was one of the most highly sought after corners in the portal. You know, I don't think they really realize how deep we are in that cornerback room. Red Morgan also, I want to talk about him, but we got another segment with Red Morgan. I got some special things about Red Morgan. I think he's going to be the next Vinny Sinceri type safety, kind of like Bray Hubbard. I think Red Morgan going to be like Bray Hubbard, just you know, to kind of roll over that persona of player. And then last but not least, man, faces to see. I think this is more so one that can kind of emerge as more of a starter for this defensive front. And a lot of people might disagree, but I think this is just where you get the best production right now. And when I say starter, I mean like you're going to see his workload increase. I think the true freshman London Simmons is going to be solidified as the starter in front of the senior Tim Keenan. I know it's crazy. I know it might seem far-fetched, but when you look at the impact that London Simmons has immediately, like the fast start he has with his reps on the field, I think you have to start the game with the player like that. You have to start a game like this. You have to start it with a player like London Simmons and what he brings to the table. As far as his interior push, his ability to get out of his stance quick, just the push that he gets from the center, and then to be able to demand double teams as a true freshman is amazing to me. So we're going to need, and then what he has that Tim Keenan doesn't have, and I'm not saying Tim Keenan is not effective in the pass rush. He's not a pass rush interior defensive line. He's a run stuffer. He's going to stop the run. He's a solid tackler. I mean, we see Tim Keenan making plays with 2 and 3 guys hanging on to him. He's hard to move out the middle, but a game like this, you want a guy that can press the pocket, cause havoc, and create lanes for your blitzes, because you're going to have to send those 4 and 5 man pressures against Joey Aguilar. You don't want to give him and his receiving core that much time, and they're going to use Miles Kissman. He's going to be an impact from the tight end room. So you got to be able to dial up those pressures. I think you start that off with London Simmons, and then you spell that with Tim Keenan. But I also want to see Steve Bolo get his shot. That and maybe it becomes a thing where Tim Keenan, it just like we saw with Jaden Roberts, where this game schematically may not fit what you do best. And honestly, truth be told, that should help you. That, like, if I'm a coach and I can recognize that for my player, and it's not that I don't have faith in you, but I don't want you to be my first option in having to do this assignment, because play a better game. You do what's best for the team, and at the end of the day, it's about what's best for the team. Schematically, this is not a strength. This is not a game that's a strength for Tim Keenan. I don't think Tennessee was going to come out and try to run inside zone, run in between the tackles. They haven't had success with it all season, and our defense has not struggled with the inside zone run game in between the tackles. We have not struggled with that. The perimeter run game, yes, but for a game like this, a team like Tennessee that likes to play in space, pitching the ball, allowing those aggressive safeties to come up, the way Sapp, Kirkpatrick, Xavier Brown, Bray Hubbard, the way those guys have been coming up and playing and run support, Dijon Lee, I truly think this is a game where that does not become a weakness for us. The way the guys, the inside linebackers, Justin Jefferson and Deontay Lawson, have been tracking from inside out, I think you see a lot of that impact. Another name across that front, and that will be able to play a lot more opportunities coming off the edge this week with his reps, Justin Hill. I think this is the game where they say, wow, there goes another freshman. I truly feel like Justin Hill, this is the week, man. This is the week with a lot of faces where we've been asking questions, and shout out to Alabama media this season. I truly want to say the young bucks that's asking questions. I mean, you could see that they're getting the good stuff, right? They're getting us. You heard Coach Womack talk about the motor from a lot of the young guys and just getting them to get fluent in the playbook. This is around the time where guys are starting to understand things in film session. They're starting to see things done in front of them with the reps that's being pushed out in front of them with the guys in front of them. This is the time where it starts to kind of roll over in practice, and now you're seeing guys like Abdul Sanders and QB Reese making plays in scout team, because not only are they running the scout defense, but they're applying what they're learning from the system that they are going to have to implement next season. And then so just in case an injury does happen in the inside linebacker room, we're not seeing a drop off in production, and we're not seeing a overload and workload, right, in reps for Nakai Hill-Green and Justin Jefferson. You see Yanzi Pierre coming out. He hasn't dropped off a dime because you got guys like Justin Hill. You got Nakai Hill-Green flexing over there. You got Deontay Lawson flexing over there. I think this game you will see Justin Hill, Noah Carter dropping in coverage. Looks natural dropping in coverage, man. Shout out to the young boys, man. Expect to see a lot of new faces. That's the Smook Scoop. This week in practice, with so many guys dinged up, you don't waste reps at Alabama. You don't waste reps at Alabama. When you're injured and you can't go for a block, and this is a high evaluation, an intense evaluation block in practice, let's say it's 11s, and you can't go thud, right? You can't take contact. We don't need black jerseys on the field right now because we want to be able to go full speed, right? That's at any position on either side of the ball. If you got a black jersey on, you hurting yourself, and it's not your fault. It's just that's how the nature of the game is. You recruit at a high level, so when that happens to James Smith, when that happens to Jaden Roberts, when that happens to Tim Keenan, you don't necessarily miss the production. You don't necessarily miss the production. You just miss the impact of the presence, right? We saw Tim Keenan's impact when he came back, how he was more consistent on the interior push for the run game, right? Didn't necessarily see more impactful play, but we saw that he had an impact on the O-lines, right? The opposing offensive line, right? James Smith missed a half for what it was. It wasn't the Georgia game, was it? Was it the Vandy game? James Smith missed a half of. James Smith missed a half in the Vandy game. Came back in the second half. We saw his impact. So it's a lot of different faces we're going to have an opportunity to see because of injuries, and they're taking advantage of the opportunity. So that's kind of like the Smook Scoop for today. When it comes to injury reports, I know everybody's tracking Derek Meadows, not likely. Let me go get the official. And I think Shawnee, did you post it in the group chat? If you don't mind posting in the mod chat for me, get his final out here. And I appreciate y'all for tapping in. Let me see. I did not see and check my dashboard. I don't even have the dashboard screen up. Tweaking, y'all. Y'all got me out here looking like a soup sandwich, y'all. Y'all got me looking like a soup sandwich. Why you got me looking like a soup sandwich? I just wanted to say thank you to Coach Smook and the AAA family that me Philly really wanted. Oh man, hey, no problem, man. All love, bro. All love, William. Hey, Square Beards, Tim seems to be like he's got too big. Actually, I think he actually looks slimmer. It's just, man, Tim Keenan is probably 6'1", honestly. He's not like Quentin Williams. I think Quentin Williams was like 6'3", right? Quentin Williams was 6'3", but Quentin Williams he was real light on his feet, man, and he was slippery. He was power. He had he was a once in a lifetime like skill set. Like what you see in Landon Simmons now is what you got from Quentin Williams. Landon Simmons is a little bit more lean frame, but you had that same mobility from Quentin. Tim Keenan was never laterally quick or anything like that. He was just strong and hard to move. So yeah. So Derek, yeah. So the official report was, yeah, Derek was out. Jam is probable. Like I said, I think Jam is about 60%, 70%. He didn't have no contact this week, as expected. And you know, he's a tough dude, man. You know, he not just, you know, bones are bones, but when you go through the type of conditioning and you go through the levels and the treatment that he goes through to take care of his body, it's no crazy thing to think that he can't rebound and be impactful this game. Do I think they give him a crazy load? Nah, it just wouldn't be smart to. But if he's available, if he's 75%, you can get a good 10 to 15 reps out of him this game. With the running back room we have, we should be solid. So, y'all, I'm gonna go ahead and get up out of here. Appreciate y'all for tapping in. And if you enjoyed this video, if you want more breakdowns, if you want more Smook Scoop, continue to like and share the stream, but also make sure that you're bringing other subscribers to the channel. Let everybody know when they come through. When you share a video, send it to somebody's DM. Let them know, hey, make sure you subscribe to the channel. Don't just like the video, subscribe. It's free to subscribe. If you want to become a member of the AAA family, the link is available right here. You can scan this QR code if you're watching on TV. If you want the code, it's you can go to the main page on the YouTube channel and click the drop down on the links, and you'll see the link tree there. All of our links for the way you can support our merch, all our socials, everything is right there on our link tree. You can support us there. And if you want to partner with the Coach Smook Network, once again, email us up at the at coachsmooknetwork@gmail.com, and we'll connect with you and see what you have to offer and how we can assist you and how we can partner with you and help continue to grow this platform. I appreciate each and every one of y'all, man. Y'all just don't know, man, showing up today and doing what y'all doing. Where did my thinking Bob go again? It just won't act right. Let me see, chat. Here we go. I just want to acknowledge a few people in the chat. We had super chats today, so I wanted to acknowledge all of our super chats. We had super chats from the other stream, and I'm trying to see if I had it on the list, but I don't. But if you super chatted last stream, thank you for super chatting. If you liked on the last stream, thank you for liking. Thank you for the 25 likes on this stream here today. Appreciate y'all. And now I am sorry I did not set this live stream up. So if you got notifications late, that's on me. I did not set this up correctly. I keep forgetting that StreamYard makes it extremely difficult for us to get our notifications out. But we have 40 in the chat currently on YouTube. Can we please run those likes up? We've been hitting 50 likes on all of our live streams. Continue to like the videos, y'all. And if you like the information that you get in here, understand that at this rate, going into this back half of the season, our members have been solid and supporting, and we have been giving them at least one membership video. I want to amp that up. I want to give them at least one edit. I want to give them one live. I want to give them one on site. For this month, we're going to get some things accomplished for this team, for our community. And as long as y'all continue to support, like I said, it's going to continue to get better and better. So don't hesitate to donate. Charitable opportunities, charitable donation opportunities, they're everywhere. You know, Cash App, Venmo, PayPal, we appreciate everything. I promise you, it's going back toward the network, and we're using it to help spread the word, man. Everybody wants this news, man. Everybody wants this real rap, this talk, man, and we're going to give it to them. And we're going to be collabing with a lot more quality content creators across the space, man. I appreciate y'all. And they say, yeah, Cox said it's supposed to be some weather, some crazy weather. Yeah, it's supposed to come in around midnight. So it'll be after the game. It'll be after the game, man. We won't have to worry about it. And then back and check everything out. Appreciate that, other Jay. Appreciate you for pulling up, man. And make sure y'all sharing it, man. Make sure y'all continue to share it. And once again, man, I'm your boy Coach Smook. Don't forget to check out our merch, man. We got the merch available for y'all. And everything's hot. Everything's popping. Y'all go check it out. Support. Shout out to all of our sponsors and everybody that's continued to watch us grow. And remember, y'all, when you see me in the streets, holla at me and say, put me in the game, Coach Smook. I'll catch y'all on the next one. Roll Tide roll. Let's go, baby.
Remember, when you see me in the streets, holla at me. Say, put me in the game, Coach Smook.
Put me in the game, Coach Smook. Put me in the game, Coach Smook.
Like, share, subscribe. You know
Put me in a game, Coach Smook. 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 Put me in a game, Coach Smook.